In today's video, I gave every team their best wide receiver in Madden history. Now, we only went back to Madden 99. That is when the 99 club was introduced, so that's where we started. Also, if the best wide receiver is already on the team at their highest overall, then I added the second best wide receiver. Not to mention, clones are allowed. And finally, if they're a 93 overall and lower, they got Superstar Dev. 94 overall and higher, they got X Factor. Before we start, I got a few super chats to read. Okay, Cole Adamson says, "Hi CK, love your videos. Thank you, my guy." And then Lucas Palmer says, "Every team's best offensive and defensive player of all time is that team's entire offense and defense respectfully." Now, I do plan on adding every team's best offensive and defensive player in one video in a week or so, but this one would take way too long, man. I'm sorry, I don't think I have it in me, but I appreciate the donation. We begin with the Chicago Bears. Their best wide receiver was back in Madden 15 when they had a 96 overall B-Marsh. The Cincinnati Bengals have a guy who used to go by the name Ocho Cinco. 98 overall Chad Johnson from Madden 08. Now, the Bills' best wide receiver is already on their team in Stephon Diggs. So their next best wide receiver was back in Madden 04. A guy by the name of Eric Moulds, who was a 93 overall. Gotta give a shout out to Demaryius Thomas, RIP, one of the best Broncos wide receivers in history. But back in Madden 03, they had a guy by the name of Rod Smith, who was a 95 overall. Back in Madden 09, the Cleveland Browns had a wide receiver named Braylon Edwards, who was a 95 overall, very close second. But in Madden 20, they had Odell Beckham Jr., who was a 96 overall. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers' best wide receiver was all the way back in Madden 01 with a 95 overall Keyshawn Johnson. DeAndre Hopkins was the second best wide receiver in Cardinals history when he was a 98 overall in Madden 21. But their best ever was Larry Fitzgerald, a 99 overall in Madden 10. So the best wide receiver in Chargers history was Keenan Allen when he was a 93 overall in Madden 22. Right now he's an 89, so we gave him a +4 overall. This might be the scariest team in this experiment. The Kansas City Chiefs get back a 98 overall Tyreek Hill from Madden 22. Indianapolis had their best wide receiver back in Madden 04 with a 99 overall Marvin Harrison. Now, Scary Terry at the start of Madden 23 was a 91 overall. That was only the second highest in Washington history because Santana Moss was a 92 overall in Madden 07. The Cowboys' second best wide receiver was Des Bryant, who was a 96 overall in Madden 16. But Terrell Owens was a 98 overall in Madden 09. And don't worry, Dolphins fans, Tyreek is still on your team. And he was the highest overall at a 97 to start Madden 23. But their second highest was Brandon Marshall, who was a 96 overall in Madden 11. They have two wide receivers that are clones. Speaking of clones, the Eagles' best wide receiver was back in Madden 06, a 98 overall Terrell Owens. This one is just kind of sad because there's no reason why the Falcons never got a 99 overall Julio Jones. He was a 98 in 3 straight Maddens, Madden 18, 19, and 20. Terrell Owens was this close to being another team's best wide receiver. He was a 99 in Madden 04 for the Niners. But you already know, the GOAT, Jerry Rice, was a 100 overall in Madden 99. We can't give him that, unfortunately, but he's as close as it gets. Odell Beckham Jr. was this close to being another clone. He was a 95 in Madden 19 for the G-Men. But Plaxico Burress was a 96 overall in Madden 09. The Jaguars' best wide receiver came all the way back in Madden 2000 and 2001. Jimmy Smith was a 94 overall. We have yet another clone when it comes to the New York Jets. In Madden 2000, they had a 94 overall Keyshawn Johnson. This man is gonna help out Golf and the Lions a lot. How about a 99 overall Megatron, Calvin Johnson from Madden 13, 25, and 15. Packers fans are gonna be happy about this one. They get back Devontae Adams, who was a 99 back in Madden 22. As for the Carolina Panthers, we go back to Madden 08 and 09 to give them a 98 overall Steve Smith. As for the New England Patriots, we have to go back to Madden 09 to give them a 99 overall Randy Moss. The Raiders also get a 99 overall Randy B-Moss from Madden 06. They might have the best duo in the league now. If not them, then maybe the Los Angeles Rams. Cooper Kupp at a 98 overall to start Madden 23 was tied with Torrey Holt, who was a 98 overall to start Madden 08. We gotta go back to Madden 06 for the Ravens to give them a 92 overall Derek Mason. The Saints' best wide receivers currently on the team, but not close to the overall he was at his highest. Michael Thomas was a 99 in Madden 21. For the Seahawks, we went all the way back to Madden 2000 to give them a 94 overall Joey Galloway. As for the Steelers, they get a 99 overall Antonio Brown from Madden 19. Andre Johnson was a very close second when he was a 98 overall in Madden 10. But the Texans' best wide receiver is DeAndre Nuke Hopkins, who was a 99 in Madden 20. Our second to last clone of the video is on the Tennessee Titans. Julio Jones was a 95 in Madden 22. Believe it or not, Randy Moss was not a 99 until he was on the Raiders in Madden 06. So the Vikings are going to have to settle for a 98 overall Randy from Madden 02, 03, 04, and 05. 4 straight Maddens. They couldn't give this man 1+ overall. Bruh. And there you have it. Every single team has a new 90+ overall wide receiver. Who's going to benefit the most? Let me know your predictions in the comments. Like the video or else your team's missing the playoffs. Let's get it. The Falcons end up with the 1 seed. Eagles end up second. Vikings, Niners, Cowboys, Giants, and Packers. Who are the biggest surprises that missed it in the NFC? Maybe the Lions with a 99 Megatron. Chargers end up with the 1 seed in the AFC with an improved Keenan Allen. Bengals end up second. Jets, Raiders, Browns, Bills, and Jaguars. The Chiefs don't make it with a 98 Tyreek. That one has to shock you the most in the AFC. Moss didn't make it on the Patriots, but it's Jalen Hurts that wins MVP. Allen ends up second. Ritter ends up third. Coach of the year goes to Brandon Staley. Chubb wins OPOY. AB finishes the highest wide receiver. DPOY goes to Vaughn. Rashawn Gary gets it in the NFC. And Cooper Kupp wins OPOY. Best wide receiver goes to him as well. And Antonio Brown gets it in the AFC. Burrow leads everyone with over 5,600 passing yards. Gonna go through every single quarterback real quick. If you want, you can always stop the video and check out your team's QB stats. Most touchdowns went to Ritter. Gonna scroll through the running back stats. Henry led everyone with over 1,800 yards on the ground. A lot of guys had over 1,000. But you know why we're here. Wide receiver stats. B. Marsh with a nasty season. Jamar leads the Bengals in receiving yards. Ocho at 1,500. Just a nasty trio, man. Higgins had 17 receiving touchdowns. Bengals are going to be a very tough out in the playoffs. Moulds had a 1,000-yard season. Rod Smith had 1,600 yards. Odell 1,300 on the Browns. Keyshawn, same thing on the Bucks. 1,000-yard season for Fitzgerald. Keenan with almost 1,600 yards. Tyreek 8 yards shy of 1,000. I'm really shocked that they did not make the postseason. Harrison didn't get 1,000 yards on the Colts. Santana was second behind McLaurin in terms of yards, but him and T.O. led their teams in receiving touchdowns. B. Marsh was second on the Dolphins in terms of yards, had the most receptions. 4,000-yard receivers on the Eagles. Haven't seen that in ages, man. They're going to be another tough team to beat. 20 receiving touchdowns for Smitty. Julio with 20 as well for the Falcons. Jerry Rice with 11 touchdowns, 955 yards. So many receiving threats on the Niners, so it's understandable why his stats weren't insane. Plaxico 1,200 yards. 1,000-yard season for Jimmy Smith. He led the Jags in touchdowns. Keyshawn 15 touchdowns for the Jets. Megatron 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Another team with a lot of targets. Devontae 1,700 yards, had 14 touchdowns. Steve Smith had a 1,000-yard season. Randy 10 touchdowns on the Patriots. Mac Jones was spreading the ball around a lot. 3,000-yard receivers on the Raiders. Cooper Kupp 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns. Derek Mason 800 yards for the Ravens. 1,400 yards for Michael Thomas, 12 tutties. Galloway 1,100 yards. AB 1,400 with 14 touchdowns. Hopkins nasty season for the Texans. Julio 1,100 yards. Randy, Osborne, and Jefferson all had 1,000+ yards. Most receptions goes to Cooper Kupp. Diggs, Chase Adams, and Ocho Cinco round out the top 5. As for receiving yards, Kupp leads that category as well. And then receiving touchdowns, who else but Mr. Kupp? Just a phenomenal season. In the wild card, the Bills beat beat the Bengals. Eagles take care of the Packers. Browns lose by a touchdown to the Jets. Moss and the Vikings lose to the Giants. Randy ends up 0-2 in the playoffs. Him and the Raiders lose to Jacksonville. And then Jerry Rice and the Niners lose to Dallas. The Cowboys Owens gets the best of the Eagles Owens. Keyshawn and the Jets beat the Jaguars. Julio's run ends as his Falcons lose to the Giants. And then Eric Moulds and Diggs help the Bills beat Keenan and the Chargers. Here's what our Final Four is looking like. 2 divisional games in the championship. Alright, let's see what happens in this one, man. Jets strike first. Keyshawn helping out that offense a lot, man. They have a new quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. A healthy Breece Hall is going to go a long way to helping them out, man. Lazard, Mecole Hardman, so many players. We've seen Rodgers do this plenty of times. No timeouts, needing a touchdown to tie this game up. Will he go to Keyshawn Johnson? Let's see. No, he's going to instead go deep. What a catch. Here comes the no-huddle. Less than 40 seconds. Play action. Good protection. Rodgers going to throw another laser. Keyshawn with the catch. 30 seconds left. This time Garrett Wilson makes a nice move. He's inside the 10. Down at the 5. They're not going to spike it. First and goal. Clock is ticking. 3-man rush from the Bills. Rodgers over the middle. Breece gets tackled in bounds, and the Jets are going to lose a thriller. Heartbreaking way to go out, man. It was a great drive. Just did not have enough time. Both teams played well. Keyshawn 6 for 91. Moulds 4 for 48 and 2 touchdowns. All right, here we go on the other side of the bracket. Giants strike first in this one, but the Cowboys get a safety, and now they're up 9-7. Make it 16. Very close game heading into half number 2. Cowboys extend their lead, but the G-men are not going away. This is what we expect. This is about a 57-yarder to put them up 8 late in the game. Not even close. 4th and inches. Do they go to Saquon up the gut? No, they're going to pass. Danny Dimes going deep. Why? Well-deserved victory for this Cowboys team. Pollard did his thing, man. 5 yards a carry. Burris 6 for 92. He tried, but Owens 4 for 73. Him and that Cowboys offense was just a little bit better. Time to see if the Bills can get revenge against the Cowboys. They're 0-2 against Dallas in Super Bowls. Can they make it 1-2? Moulds in motion. Allen gonna find him on the first play of the game. Here comes the empty backfield. This is a scary sight when you have all those receiving threats. There's the blitz, but he finds Knox for the first. Allen going deep. 2nd and 10. Touchdown! Eric Moulds. What a pass by Allen. What a route from Moulds, man. Find a way to get open, and they strike first in the Super Bowl. We have yet to see an Owens reception in this video. Let's see if he finally targets him. There we go. T.O. gets the first. 3rd and 1. Another pass. Prescott gonna get sacked by Von Miller. Good start from this Bills defense. Let's see if the Cowboys can battle back. Off to a shaky start in this one, down 14-0. Make it 21-0, 28-0 at halftime. Cowboys finally get some points in the 3rd quarter, but it could be too little too late. It looks like Buffalo is gonna get some revenge. 44-14. This is what would happen if every team had their best wide receiver in Madden history. Eric Moulds, Stephon Diggs, and Gabe Davis would just be the nastiest trio in the league. Allen would feast, and he would lead his team to a Super Bowl win. Thank you so much for watching. Gonna check out the final stats in case you're curious what it looked like. Allen with a near flawless game, wins Super Bowl MVP. Moulds with a nasty Super Bowl, man. T.O. 3 for 59. He should have got more targets, but there you have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.